Hello, welcome to the third part of a series on how to use Convertkit as an author or digital entrepreneur. I'm Alexa Bigworth with Write, Publish, Sell, and this is just a basic overview on how to use Convertkit, why we use Convertkit, and all of those things that are happening to help you get to the point where you can grow your email list, nurture your email list through an email sequence, and continue to stay in contact and market to your list about your books, your programs, and all of those things. So if you didn't catch the first and second videos, I suggest you go back and watch those where we went over all of these elements of Convertkit and what you can do with them. In this video, I'm going to show you how to actually connect to your WordPress blog and how to add forms to your website and all of that good stuff. If you use something other than WordPress, I suggest you hop on over to the help section and ask Convertkit how you use Convertkit integrated to your website. Unfortunately, I do all of my activities, all of my blogs, websites, everything through wordpress.org, and it's super easy with the plugin tools to do that. So we created a basic form, and I'm going to show you how we're going to add that to the website. We created a minimal form, I believe is what I called it. Was this the one? I think it didn't save it, but I just want to make sure that this is the right form here before I go over and see what's happening. Yes, so I'm going to actually set this up as an exit intent, and I'm going to rename it to website pop-up so I don't forget what this one is. Obviously, we would do things to doctor this up, but just for the purpose of showing everyone how to use it, I haven't gone through all of those, or I didn't save it when I went through and did those things. But okay, so then you hop on over to your website. There are two ways to add Convertkit as a plugin. You can either download it from Convertkit. It allows you the option to download the plugin and then you can upload it to your website, or you can just go click on Add New in your plugin section, search for Convertkit, they will find it, you add it, and then you activate it. Now, to find Convertkit when you're not in you can either go to the plugins page and go to the settings this way, or you can go to settings here and Convertkit's going to be down here in your menu option. Now, I'm not going to actually click on that settings option here because when you click on the settings option, it takes you to a page where you have to enter in the API and the secret API, and those things are on there, and this is one of my clients' accounts, so I don't want that information to be available for everyone to see. But there is a thing that says, how do I find the secret API? But just so you know, all of that information is in if you go over to your settings and information, click on your name over here, and you'll be able to find your API, and you'll be able to click on something that says secret API. You fill those in, and it'll allow you to select a default opt-in. So if there's one that you just want to show up on every single page, you can select that as your default, or you can select, you can just leave it at default, or you can select a form that you want it to be, and it gives you a couple other options on the settings page. But when you create a post or a page, you can add your post to it. Say that you have an opt-in that's very specific to a certain topic that you write about. Say you write about 3 topics primarily, and you have, here's a great one over here, categories that Laura writes on: child's behavior, family sociologist, secret to raising, these types of things. So say that you want to create an opt-in that is related just to one of these things. So you do, every time you would set a category for child's behavior, you would send them to a particular form. So say there is a form that she has created, and you want to make sure that every time you write a post that you would categorize under one of these, you also add them to a form. Now, I had clicked on here and nothing showed up, which led me to go back through and realize if you add Convertkit to your website when you were still on the free trial, and then you convert to actually, there's a monthly fee with Convertkit. If you move forward as a paying client, you will have to go back to the settings and just copy and paste your API and secret API back in there. And once you do that, your forms will show up. So you choose which one you want to come up here. So we're just going to pretend that default is one that says opt-in for child's behavior. So you click on that. And you can also, if you have tags set up in your Convertkit account, if you already have it set up for child's behavior, you can add that tag to them immediately. And we talked about tags in the earlier things. So this is a really nice way to help you organize so that when anybody comes to this post, they read what you have to say, they opt in to your opt-in. You already have them added to a form, which adds them to a sequence. And you give them a tag so that you can keep them separated. Same thing happens on pages, and you can just create a page. If you set up a landing page in Convertkit, you can set up a new page as a blank page and create the landing page option here. So I like to, if your template has the option for blank page, you can make that a blank page. But if you've set up a landing page on Convertkit, it will allow you to choose that as your option as well. Okay, so the only other thing then is for adding the pop-up on your website, and that's a little bit more complicated because you have to actually copy code into the head of your website. So I'm not going to show you how to do that because that requires going into the actual HTML of your website, and I don't want to be responsible for breaking your website. So if you know how to do that, it's really easy. You'll go into your thing, into your post, you'll grab you will grab the code that's down here and add it to your website. It actually doesn't tell you exactly where to set it. I think you can actually put it into, normally you put this into the head of your website. So copy it, put it wherever you want to put it, or wherever you're supposed to put it, and there you go. Okay, so that is the end of the basic tutorial. There's so many other things you can do with it, but I really, really like the ease of hooking up the Convertkit to a WordPress website, especially if you talk about a lot of different topics and you have multiple opt-ins and lead magnets. It really, really makes it easy to keep your subscribers separated. It really makes it easy to get the process automated, to adding them in, getting them through a sequence, and converting them into followers on your other social media, into regular email letter readers, coaching clients, all kinds of other things. So if you have any further questions about that, you can join us in our Facebook group. It's just facebook.com/groups/write, publish, sell. And feel free to hop on over with a bunch of other authors. And you can also go to writepublishsell.co, check out other tutorials that we have, and we're happy to help you in this journey. Let me know if you have any questions.